Oh, yeah? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I'll turn this off. Alright, hello to anyone that is joining at the moment. Oh my god! Jesus! So many people joined! That's... That's... Good lord! Hi Luke, hi Gummy, hi BFDI, hi Saturn, hi that guy, hi 4P, hi Completionist, hi Game Mode, hi Congreg Remix, hi Dice, hi Hovering, hi Captain, hi Map, hi Maybe, hi Random Person, hi Streminade, hi Pickles, hi Mystic, hi Diamond, hi John, hi Dingle. What is that thumbnail? It's bait. Hi everyone. 85 people. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a live stream fill up that quickly. Yeah, sorry. I saw someone in my notification saying, like, am I, in the one, community post I said I was a little late, but sorry about that. But I'm here, and we have a lot of hot takes to go through. Rage bait. I know, right? 10 out of 10 rage bait? What do y'all think? We'll get started in a minute. We have a lot of hot takes to get through, though, so I might just get into it. Um, before we go, though, hold on. Alright, sorry. I had to answer text. But before we start, remember, 263 hot takes like 2763. I know, I noticed that as well. But, before we go, let me just go over some things that were in my video because I don't want people flooding my comment section being all, like, pissy at me. So, it is true when I say every hot take will most likely be guaranteed to be showed on here as long if I can get through them decently quickly, because 263 isn't too many I can get through. So I'm almost certain everyone's take will be featured on here. And then remember, I will later at some point I'll edit this stream into a little compilation video of my favorite takes for all of you to watch. So you don't have to watch like a, I don't know, 2-hour stream. I'm predicting that this will probably go for like 100 or 110 minutes, I would say. So it's a bit of a longer one, but yeah. Oh my god, 117 people. I don't think I've had this many people on a stream in a long time. Can't wait for someone to put every slur they know in one response. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past my viewers, but if I see something that's inappropriate, I'll just move on. It's a great amount of people. Take 7 years. Okay, so maybe I'm not good at time management, but whatever. This trendy hoodie says, "Oh, for pedal's sake, it's a high quality screen." I would put past my fears. No, no, not like that. No. Oh God, voice crack. Well, no, not like that. It's just, you know, people could be, immature, obviously. By the way, my mic has been acting really loopy lately, so if I am too loud, which has always never really been a problem, but regardless, if I am too loud, please let me know. Am I gonna do all of them? I'm planning to do all of them, so yeah. Alright, who is ready? Who is ready for some hot takes? I'm not going to spend, unless I'm really intrigued by something, I'm not going to spend too long on each one. I'd probably give one 30 to a minute. So, yeah. Let's go. Okay, first one. I've actually seen the first few, so I actually know about this one. Angry Noodles / Flying Noodles OSC, which by the way is the first responder, so shout out to them. Fantry is a bit overrated. I don't know. I don't really ship Fanny and Tree too much. Well, Teapot 10 kind of reinforces that, but I don't really ship any of Deathpack, but if I had to choose between that or Marker and Tree, I would probably pick that one. But yeah. Kowina, I don't really know how to say it, but that person says, I think that Teapot should stop doing vote to save and should do vote to eliminate instead. Also, hi Marley, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you. And also, I've had thoughts about that. I think there would still be some unfair outcomes regardless in Teapot, whether it was vote to save or vote to eliminate. But I feel like eliminations that were completely unfair, like Remote and Coiny and Nickel, no bias of course with Nickel, and a lot of other examples I have, especially Fries as well. I think those could have been prevented if it had a vote to eliminate. Although I could see both arguments. Or BFDIA voting. I find that BFDIA voting is really good. Like what'd you say? Yeah, Shy Guy. I agree with you. BFDIA voting is way more fair and is not as random. The only elimination I have issues with in BFDIA in post-hiatus is Spongies. I thought BFB Bubble wasn't that hard. Or, sorry. Styx is not here, says, I thought BFB Bubble wasn't that bad. People are just being harsh. I agree. I think Bubble is a very good character, and I don't understand that people saying she's whiny and completely robbed in BFB 23. Someone named Gabby says, Teapot 8 is a good episode, huh? It continues the serious tone of Teapot 7, reintroduced with the whole winner and 2 scene, and it was a blueprint for one of the best episodes in Teapot 9. I see way too much hate for this episode, and I don't think it's deserved. The worst episode in Teapot, in my opinion, is Teapot 5, and I don't even think that's a bad episode. Teapot 8's okay. It has its moments, but yeah. I see a lot of people wrote paragraphs, so I know this is like probably the hottest one so far. I agree with you, Crimson. I forgot what happened in Teapot 8. I don't blame you. I don't hate this episode, Dingo. I just whatever. It's not the best I've really seen. Okay. Jackson is not me, says BFDIA 3 is a top 5 episode. I don't know if this is rage bait or not. I'd expect that there'd probably be some rage bait up in here. But you're telling me an episode with no music besides the intro is a top 5 episode. Is this what we're really saying, guys? Is this what we're really saying? My chat is freaking out. If this person is in the chat, good rage bait. I don't know. I don't know if this is rage bait or not, but let him cook. Yeah, absolutely not. Gavin's great video says, I think they should show more of the BFDI mini characters talk. I'd like to hear what they sound like. While that isn't a hot take and more or less just a suggestion, I agree. I think it'd be pretty cool. Underused 10 out of 10 rage bait. I agree. Alright, Underused Noodle says, Book is the most boring contestant left in BFDIA by a mile. Didn't deserve to survive over pretty much anyone else? Really? Huh. I don't really have much to say. I just disagree. But I respect your opinion. I see. Yeah, people are hating this. I don't really have much to say. I disagree. I think Book having the underdog role is really great. Especially after her not... It's just good to see her kind of back in the BFDIA style and not being all worried about the abandoning stuff. Like, you have to keep in mind, guys, that Teapot 10 came out after BFDIA continued. Or, yeah, it took a while. What I'm trying to say is it just took a while for Book to become good in Teapot. So, it was good to see her be like that again in BFDIA. Waffle Cat says, in the kindest way possible, modern BFDIA is terrible. And honestly, I'm sure I'm going to get many more people who say stuff like that. But, I could go on and on about it. Long story short, after seeing Worst Trend's video, I could see where you're coming from. I disagree though. I think BFDIA is freaking goated. I see why someone would have issues though. I remember post hiatus getting a lot of hate about a year ago. Metri says, I feel like BFDI has been going far too long and the challenges are repetitive. This might not be a hot take, but it's just my opinion. I don't think BFDI is being dragged. What do you guys think? I think modern BFDI can be terrible. It depends. It just matters on what kind of fan you are. Exactly. I can deal with the silliness. As for this one, I don't disagree. I do disagree. I don't think BFDI is being dragged at all. I mean, almost 100 episodes right now in the series. I think that's not even that much compared to some other series I found. Bami says non-existy the greatest show character. Yeah, hell no. I'm kidding, but I will never understand the hype for non-existy. And /A says Needle's the best character in the whole show and deserves to win BFDIA. I was a bit iffy on the idea of Needle winning, but the more I think about it, the more I kind of put her up at deserving the win. Needle, it took me a while to come around to Needle, sort of, because she kind of fluctuated for me in BFDIA, whether I liked her or not, but she was great in this most recent episode, and I would hope she's not getting eliminated. N/A says Pin is the best character and did reasonable things in the first season, and I will protect her for all of eternity. Even in BFDIA 18, you have to win somehow, and being friendly doesn't get you the win. I'll protect every single one of her actions, but not in a weird way. Alright. Okay, Pin in the first season is is such like a fever dream compared to how she is now. Like, it's almost funny. Like, I remember rewatching the series a long time ago, and she was just funny more of anything. I honestly think what she did in BFDIA 18 was going too far. But I see where you're coming from. It's not even just the coiny stuff, but drilling. The way Book died, I think people are overhyping as the most gruesome death in this series, but I think the way Book died is one of the most gruesome deaths in the series. Like, that is literal gore of a character. Alright, Jace1076 says, I don't like Pencil and Teapot because she's rowdy, she's always bothering Book and Ice Cube, mainly in 13-14, and she almost caused the world to end and people are emotionally scarred. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hate for Pencil and Teapot, and I see where it comes from, like, especially Teapot 14, I don't know what was going on with her. I still didn't mind her, but she was tweaking the hell out. But, yeah. Anyways, I disagree, but I see where you'd be coming from. Clock X remote is can't. Wait, whoa. Clock at Cheesy Nuggety says Clock X remote is can't. Is this a crack ship? Have these two interacted once? Wait, can someone in the chat confirm? Hi, Nuto. Is this has got to be a crack ship? I think. Exactly. They did? When did they interact? Oh, no, they haven't. Okay, maybe once. I'm not sure if this is this is Clock X winner better. Like, I don't really ship Clock with anyone. Okay, like crack ship, yeah. Like, if it's a crack ship of yours, then cool. But I don't think I've seen these two interact once. Battle for Nothing. I remember you. My hot take is biased. I know this, but as a Free Smarter fan and a pin hater, Teapot and I assume you're typing BFB, are Pin's best seasons, and BFDIA is her worst. Yeah, fair. Bonus hot take, I think Winter and Pillow should get out in Teapot 17. It's the right time for them to go. I prefer Yellowface, but honestly, as long as Donut is safe and Pillow's out, I'm a happy person. Marvin says BFB and BFDI. Wow, amazing. Probably the best one we've seen. The one guy who draws says BFDI was my first and honestly my favorite object series. The characters mesh really well together and all, and though it does have moments that make me question my preferences. Ice Cube and BFDI. I hate how she did my gal Pin dirty like that. Announcer being notorious for screwing over the budget and IDFB being discontinued. IDFB is on hiatus technically. And announcer screwing over the budget I find more funny. Although I could see why you don't like Pin in BFDIA. Opinions on bioluminescent X Potato Battery. I don't know who Potato Battery is. I've never seen the Bean Show, sadly, but yeah. Anyways. Indigo Guy. BFDI 10 was the worst or near worst episode in the entire season. I hated the BFDI team bit because it felt out of character for people like Coiny to switch the team. Definitely hated it more than how I disliked BFDI 11. See, listen, I like BFDI 10 and it's one of my favorite episodes in the season because of just how stupid it is. And the stupidity that happens in the episode doesn't really affect the series negatively in the long run, honestly. Like, were there any consequences for, like, Coiny, like, switching? I don't really think there was. I think it was more or less just a joke. And I could see why you wouldn't like all the characters being dumb, but I personally just find it funny. Because I just love how stupid BFDIA is. My hot take is that Spongy deserved to get out in BFDIA 11 because Spongy did almost nothing in the episode while Ice Cube was the one who didn't make the episode 3 months ago. So if Ice Cube didn't die, there would have been multiple parts for the episode and we all don't want that. Huh? Wait, let me reread this. Oh, because winter. Right. I kind of disagree. I know it wasn't really shown that much, but he helped out in, he helped out building the little ice cream stand. So, yeah, let's talk about the snowflake one. No, I think Spongy could have stayed for a few more episodes. Blakey Boy says, I think Purple Face is actually really funny sometimes. Like, being unfunny is what made him funny. I agree. I agree. This is actually a hot take. Purple Face is so overhated for what? I actually like. I love Purple Face. I think he's great. He's not better than Yellowface, but like he's a great character. I don't know why people shit on him so much. Honestly. N/A because I'm a cool, mysterious alpha. Okay, well. So, I like Teapot 13 more than 15. Okay, fair enough. And I think BFDI 11 is the least likable post-hiatus episode for me. It has a cool change in scenery, but feels pointless and drags on. It can still be fun towards the end, but like when you try to... Okay, that's fair. Teapot 15 makes me feel so bad for 2, me thinking the show was going to end, and I think Teapot 13, it builds on more characters. It's been... Okay, I could see why you'd like 13 more than 15. Because 13 was really hype when it first came out, but I think I like 15 a little more just because of all the references. Although it would have been a little bit better with some character focus. Like, the characters were focused on, but like, you know, like development-wise, kind of like Teapot 16. Like, if they meshed the character development of Teapot 16, 13 into 15, then it'd be so much better. Although 15 is still an amazing episode. Fiery did not deserve to win BFDI. He did almost nothing until the last few episodes. I wouldn't say he didn't do nothing, but I think Bubble deserved to win, if anything. So, Mr. Moses says Teapot 3 to 6 aren't that bad, even though they have the quality of the first 2 episodes. Calling them the Dark Age of Teapot is being overdramatic, and they still find enjoyment in them. Eraser and TD in 3, Puffball's Plan in 4, The Yo-Yo Dance in 5, Just Notch Journey in 6. I know there are issues, but they're still good in my opinion. Yeah, okay. At the time, the writers were getting way too much hate. And Nickel doesn't suck. Why is everyone saying that? No, I was just doing that. No, I love Nickel. I was just doing that to bait people into clicking on the stream, honestly. No, I think calling it the Dark Age of Teapot was a little too mean, and especially to the writers at the time. I still don't like the episodes that much. Because it still felt like such a downgrade of what us fans for years were expecting, but yeah. It's okay. I could see the appeal to it. because, well, yeah, I could see the appeal to it because while I don't like 3 or 5 that much, 4 is okay, and 6 I actually like a little bit. The views dropped by like 60. The viewers are fluctuating a lot, and I'm not sure why, but whatever. I don't really care. A 1000 completionist matches the worst character in Teapot 11, and in my opinion, the worst character in the series. She berates Bubble. She gained nothing in Teapot 11. Even her body was better than her. That's honestly fair. Although she does make up to Bubble, but outweigh the worst actions. That's fair. No, I could see where you're coming from. Although, if they show what happens in the and what when like she was trying to apologize to Bubble and Ruby, like if they actually show what the aftermath of that is, or like the scene of her saying sorry, then she will jump on my tier list. N/A, I think Snowball's kind of over it. Yes, thank you so much. No, I love Snowball, but does he deserve to be? I don't think he deserves to make it past like Teapot 20. Like, I'm sorry, Snowball and Grassy, especially Grassy. Grassy needs to go soon, and Snowball is good, but good lord, he. I like him. It's just I would prefer like Price Tag to be out first. If Team 2 were to lose again, I prefer Grassy or Snowball to be out over Price Tag and Book. Anyways, thank you. This is actually a hot take. Thank you. Not being mean to the other ones. Rocco Gamer Guy says Spongy is one of, if not the best characters in the show. She's petty at times was completely justified. You know what? Yeah, I respect him for that too. I know he's petty, but honestly, I think what he did in You Love Snowball. No, I love Snowball too, Pigeon, but I don't know. I remember you telling me that you really liked Grassy and Snowball, so I don't want to upset you, but I'm sorry, this is just the truth. No, I think the time and place he did what he did in BFB 14 probably wasn't the best look on him, but I see where he's coming from. And honestly, I wish they kind of just didn't really throw him away in his elimination in BFDIA. Double Exist says not really the biggest hot take, but Death Pact is a joke. Death Pact as a whole is jokingly overrated. Thank you. I needed to hear that. There's only one good team, and the 3 of them IMO. It's mostly being Fanny Lightning remote. OG Death. Yes, thank you. I don't know why everyone says OG Death Pact is the best BFB team. I don't know why, and I will never understand that. Beep and Team Ice Cube are clearly better. I barely remember anything they did, and they lost so infrequently. Exactly! It was literally there just to nerf Black Hole until they decide to actually do something with it, I swear. Death Pact yet again should have been made IMO. It was just a death sentence for Gady, Robot Flower, and Pin. Yeah, that was definitely a death sentence with Pin. I'm not that sad about her getting out, but I thought she would have made it way further. I never understood the hype. I agree. I think the dynamic that Fan and Marker and Tree and Black Hole have are pretty good, but outside of that, Death Pact yet again is or not Death Pact yet again, just all the Death Pact teams, especially the OG one, are pretty overrated. I like Foley, don't kill me. I like Foley too, don't kill me, please. Alec Kinsella. I personally don't really hate any character in BFDI history, but the one that really grinds my gears is Flower. I know it may be weird, but she was insufferable. Yeah. After it was odd that she became nicer after staying by 1 vote because of the Flower sympathy bait. Like I remember what Worst Trends was saying. No, I like Flower, although I like her a little less after I watched Worst Trends video. Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. I didn't mind her too much in season 1, honestly. If you like Flower, she's okay. She's a good character. I just find Yeah, I agree. She's just a little annoying with how she was done. I agree with this guy. Or girl. Or whatever. Sorry. Gotcha Object says TV is worse than Flower Speaker Box because at least she has personality and somewhat enjoyable. Okay, TV is mid, but good lord, no. Not worse than Flower Speaker Box. I'm sorry, bro. Flower Speaker Box is atrocious. Luminos says Modern Tennis Ball is one of the most overrated characters ever. Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. BFGIA, he's so unlikable with most of his personality revolving around the super rare yo-yo light that's stockpiled in a cave, as well as him just being a jerk to anyone but GB. As seems he doesn't care that Fiery got out, and when he was just a jerk to Nickel and BFGIA 17 before he gets rid of the yo-yo light. It's so out of character, and in Teapot, he's just so boring. Yes, I was talking, I don't know if Pigeon's still watching the stream, but I was literally just talking to her about how kind of tired I am of getting of tennis ball. Like I like TV, but I'm just starting to get tired of him seeing. Yeah, like I didn't read the full thing. Like what is he doing Teapot to be getting 30,000 votes? That's literally what I'm saying. Like I'm just tired of him getting always the most votes or the most likes and the least dislikes. Like, come on. Ugh, whatever. In terms of the out of character thing, I don't think it was too out of character because he's just kind of annoyed by Nickel, but because he never really wanted to be paired with him in the first place anyway, but it's okay. Streminade says, this ain't like a vile, horrid, and spicy take, but I always found it interesting how people almost give no credit to Pi at all for probably the most beloved Teapot team. Like, she's a severely underrated character, and I believe she had so much potential, and the voters have to be a hot take at all. Pi got robbed so friggin' much. Marley, if you see this, can I be considered your number one fan, pretty please? I have multiple number one fans, but you can be one of them. Streminade, I know you're in the stream, and I'm sorry because I know I've seen you in my comment sections for a long time. I completely disagree. Pi is mid. Who is Pi? Like, literally. Oh. My fault. Oh? I'm picking up stuff. Is my mic good? Okay, I think we're good. Is my mic okay, guys? My mic? Okay, hold on. Here. I'll try and unplug it. Oh, there we go. We're good. Okay. Finally. Bro X3. Alright, here we go. Market. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Streminade. I disagree. Pi is mid. And I actually got very happy when she was voted off. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Are we still good? You're still good. Okay. Anyways. Rip Mario, bro. If y'all start calling me Mario, I swear to God. And now y'all are gonna call me Mario. But, yes. Rip Marley's mic. I've yapped to you about how awful my mic is, Pigeon. Don't worry. Also, everyone say hi to Pigeon because they make incredible Minecraft videos that you should go watch, and they make my thumbnails. And I know they don't want me shouting them out right now, but I'm still gonna do it because their videos are great. So go do what I Said. Death Mike yet again. I agree. Okay. And slash A says Teapot 15 is super overrated. First, both eliminations were treated horribly with both basketball. Second, the challenge was pretty weak. You know, I could see that. I remember when Pigeon first watched. Yes, by the way. I remember. I remember when I first watched it with Pigeon. She actually wasn't that impressed by the episode, which I was kind of shocked by. Honestly, I think at the time that it came out, it was incredibly good. But hold on, wait. My mic is glitching. It might just be because I'll turn it down a little bit. But I think as it ages, it'll get a little, the hype will kind of calm down. But yeah, T-Ball 15 is fire, but I could see why it's not. People would think it's overrated. Multi-interest creations. Fire Jr. kind of sucks. His angry and mean personality is praised by fans a lot, but I just don't see it. Yeah, I agree. That's not too much of a hot take, but I just agree with this. I can't tell if you guys are like. I can't tell if you guys are lying or not about my mic, but it's making me. I don't know. Yeah, okay, it's mid, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. Gelatin was painfully bad, especially in pre-split when you had the old Fate A. He was fine in pre-hiatus BFDIA though, I guess. I think Gelatin is good in BFDIA, good in pre-split, and not a biggest fan of in post-split. And I guess less of a hot take. I like BFB Cake. Okay. I could see where you're coming from. BFB Cake is fine, but he got way better in T-Pop. Coiny is one of the middest characters in BFDI ever. Pin carries him every time and is boring without her. I don't know. All of his best moments are with Pin, but if a character needs another character to be good. I mean, Coiny has good moments individually. Like I liked, like he didn't really work with Pin that much in BFDI 18, and I still liked him there. Yeah, exactly, Mapper. Bottle's one of the best BFDI characters. I disagree, but I see a lot of Bottle fans lately. Saturn says Match is a good character and she deserves to make it far. Yeah, okay. I don't agree that she's a good character. She has the potential to be a good character, but I do agree that she deserves to make it far in the season. In a season. I like to see a good character moment. Yeah, good. I agree with that as well. Pi didn't deserve to get eliminated first in Teapot. Yeah, we're just gonna move on from that. No, I'm sorry. I disagree though. Your name is okay. Anyway. Tree is overrated and I hate then. I hate then. Great job. Meh. Tree's pretty good. I don't mind him. Sal with a Moai emoji says, in my opinion, Book is a mid character. She does nothing in the show. I find her voice annoying. Despite my favorite character being Bommy. Okay, I'm not saying Bommy's voice is annoying, but if you say her voice is annoying and then say your favorite character is Bommy, then maybe a little bit of hello Bommy. Funny enough. Yeah. I hope she gets out in BFDIA 19. I hope Needle doesn't get out. Okay. I hope TB or Fries get out. I hope Fries gets out a little more because I honestly just want my prediction to be accurate. But still. I got a similar hot take to this early in the stream, so I'll just say I disagree with it. Also, I don't really know where finding her voice annoying came from, but to each their own, I suppose. I remember you were saying earlier in the stream, Job, that you made a pretty long one. Okay, I remember you telling me this. Pillow's the best character and is the most overhated, funny, and interesting character in Teapot. My chat is about to be so split. The only reason people hate her is because of what happened in Teapot 9, but she was just trying to help the team when she thought killing them was a challenge. It's not her fault Nickel and Bomby got eliminated. It is the viewers' fault for not voting Nickel and Bomby well enough. Her haters are so toxic as well, and they should start accepting people who like Pillow. One of them forced me to hate her and Grassy, and also call me things. I'm not making character analysis. I'm feeling who she is. Okay, with the Pillow one, I do agree. It's at the end of the day, it is the viewer's fault for Pillow getting eliminated, or for Nickel and Bomby getting eliminated. But I'm kind of just tired of her personality, and I am, especially her fans. Her haters, okay, I'm playing both sides. Her haters are toxic and her fans are toxic. That one person on Twitter who made 10 accounts just to vote for Pillow, that's really not cool. I'm just saying. Like, you remember how Jack and Joey put a video out? I don't know if you guys remember, but Jack and Joey put a video out before Teapot 3 that said, let's keep BFDI casual. This is not keeping it casual, and fans like that should not do that. And fans should also not send hate to people who like Pillow. Grassy's the worst and most overrated character in Teapot. He's unfunny, boring, and annoying. Oh, Pigeon's about to be upset at this. Everyone helps their team, especially Pillow, and they don't get praise. The difference with Grassy on is fans are so toxic when them told me stuff they're not, and others said they want me to die. This kind of carries into another one. Like, again, Grassy fans need to chill. Grassy haters need to chill. Although I do agree that I don't agree that Grassy's one of the worst characters. Although I do agree that he's overrated. Just some spooky user says BFB post split, despite the way few scenes were animated, was not nearly as bad as people say it is. Some of the dialogue could be a bit better, but I feel like the same could be said about any season BFDI. You know, post split's the worst season, but I agree. I was rewatching post split a few months ago, but there were some moments I really didn't like, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad. Like I said, some of this, like the guy said, like some of the scenes are really good, but episodes like BFB 22 and 28 and 29 and 30, 28 has flower sympathy bait, but yeah, it does have some gems. Anyways. Oh, this is another Teapot 15 one. Dingle on YouTube. I know who that is. They're in my chat right now. I don't think that Teapot 15 was good, honestly. And episodes like Teapot 13 and 16 are just better. Okay. I don't agree that 13 is better than 15, although I do agree that 16 is better. 16 clears 15. Not to put down 15, but Teapot 16 is an incredible episode, and I felt the only one who thought that. Though I couldn't help but feel like the episode had a bit too much going on. Okay. As much as I like Teapot 15, on the first time of me reacting, I did forget some of the things were happening because there was just so much going on. And didn't expand on the full potential of hopping on the timeline. I feel like it could have been expanded on a little more, but the episode was long enough. So, fair enough. Or maybe they can just have characters go, you know, just go in a different timeline regardless of the challenge. That could be fun. I also feel like Pillow and Winter, or maybe just Claudia in general, were off as characters. It's still a great episode, though. Yeah, Pillow and Winter were a little off character. I will say Winter more than Pillow. But, yeah. Yeah, I agree. The failed debuts game more screen time was also good. Yeah. Cool. I agree with most of your points here. Although Teapot 15 is a great episode. Joke Deleted says, I don't know exactly if this is a hot take, but I think early BFB was the best that the series has to offer. The humor is better than any other part of BFDI, and the new unique art style and their ability to make episodes faster due to simplicity, never had to wait, practical at all. There isn't a problem right now, but it used to be. Definitely, considering I joined right before BFB 30 came out, and then I only had that to live off for a year and a half. Can you keep on going about 4x the character interactions and challenges, but I feel like I proved a point. I agree with this. I used to think BFB Pre-Split was the best season in the series, which has now been dethroned by Post-Split BFDIA, or Post-Hiatus BFDIA. But, yeah. I agree with this mostly. Although I don't think it's the best the series has to offer. Idiot named Davey says Pencil's crash out wasn't valid. Pencil's crash out wasn't valid for many reasons. Like she said, she was stuck in a classroom for 6 years, even though it was her own fault for causing that. Secondly, she tried to be Ghoulier to escape the exit, which she was, but she's mad about Robati defeating Ford, which is kind of deserved after calling Robati a dead weight. Everyone she trusted was gone, which wasn't her fault because Mash didn't get enough votes to join Teapot, and Bumble and Ruby stayed with Ford to compete for BFB. And the only reason Book and Ice Cube no one talked to her is because she acted. You have a point though. Although, trauma. Do you get what I mean? I don't think she did fuck up a lot, but I don't think that she was genuinely traumatized in that class. So I do think the crash out is justified, but it's okay. I agree. The pencil crash out is so peak. I can't say it's unjustified. Like that was unexpected. Like we've seen characters get that mad, like with Pin, but like, well, we haven't seen a character get that mad like Pencil, like for a serious reason. Like we've seen Pin get mad, but that was kind of like his BFDIA, and you know it's kind of more lighthearted. But yeah, I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna go grab some food, and I will be back. Trust me, I will go as fast as I can, guys. I promise. Fiery is hot. That's my hot take pun. Haha, wow, I'm a funny guy sometimes. I deserve a pat in the back. Dada without the P. Guys, let's all give him a pat on the back for that joke. Peak cinema. Anyways, I'll leave you all with this. I'll be back. I just need to grab some food. I'm back. Alright. Sorry it took so long. What happened? Why are we talking about the Statue of Liberty? I hope y'all know I ran upstairs, bro. For y'all. Thank you. You want me to ban someone? What happened? Sorry. I'm eating a burrito. Yeah, burritos are good, y'all. Hot take burritos. No, I'm not playing. We love you, Marley. I love you guys too. Okay. They spammed. Okay, I didn't see it. If they spam again, I'll ban them. Alright. Loser's not a bad person. Winner may have not liked all the attention, but Loser clearly did. Loser misinterpreted what Winner said, and they wanted to split up for good, and Loser wanted to follow his path. And why else would Loser walk away depressed? Yeah. That's fair. I think some communication to Winner would have been appreciated, but if that's what they're implying, then Loser's not that bad. I think Loser is actually better, if anything, after this whole Winner situation, because it actually gives him a lot more depth, in my opinion. I exist. Marker is honestly overrated, and I don't see why he's so liked. I agree. BFB post was better than pre-split. That's a classic one. Actually, why? Because I watched BFB 22 came out, and I preferred the smaller cast. I disagree, but BFB post-split does have a lot of hidden gems. I freaking hate Teardrop. She sucks. All she has is a stupid, unfair... Is this worse trends? Is this worse trends, guys? No, in all seriousness. Yeah. I agree. She's not the worst character, but I don't like her that much either. Is this by alphabetical order? No, it's by an order of people who responded. So, the sooner you respond, the sooner I'll get to your take. Oh my god, we have a worse trends person again. Marker. we have two sides of Teardrop, and we have two sides of Marker. We have Marker being bad, and now Marker is hype moments and Aura the character. I agree that Tennis Ball deserves to get out in BFDIA 19. Goofy, I'm gonna try and speed it up just a little, guys. Sorry. Nickel should have been the one eliminated in BFDIA 18. Also, Bracely should have joined Teapot over Pencil. Well, as much as I love Nickel, I do see why people would dislike him. But that's just biased talking because I really, really love Nickel. Also, Bracely should have joined Teapot. Why couldn't 3 just pull up and make it the 3 most voted contestants? Because each of them has a reason to join. But rip Bracelety, especially with GD Nacho. He's been waiting years. The writers have a vendetta against Book, the only thing keeping her interesting in BFDIA. I like Book, but honestly, all she has really going for in the recent BFDIA is the gag of her losing every challenge. I think she has more going for her. But I'm not pregnant, guys. I'm 16 years old. What do you expect out of me? Is this your new headcanon or something? Marley Jr.? I disagree. I do see where you're coming from, because she loses every time and now people are starting to notice it. N/A says Icy was robbed in BFDIA. Hell no! Teapot 15 is a great episode. Outside of Pen, that's fair. Like I said, if Teapot 15 had 16's character interactions, it'd be a perfect episode. But it's still good. Russian Empire Animation says Nickel should stay longer. Also sub to Marley. Well, thank you. And I agree. I mean, you guys know how much I love Nickel, so yeah. I absolutely hate Fiery, the worst BFDI character ever. Yeah. It was fucked of him to ban Leafy for no reason. There's a reason, but that was not justified at all. But I don't think he's bad. He's really great in BFDIA. It's not that controversial of you to say that. Funny. I remember BFDIA 9 being like really, really loved when it first came out. I remember not liking it when it first came out, but I've started to come around to it. Oh wow, Purple Face sucks and is one of the most vile and horrid characters in the BFDI series. Almost as bad as Pencil and Yellowface. Well, to each their own about Pencil and Yellowface, but remember we had one earlier about Purple Face being good, but again, I disagree with this. Purple Face is great. I don't know why people shit on him so much, honestly. Am I good? Yeah. Sorry to hear munching noises, guys. I swear, I just haven't eaten all day, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm almost done with my food. I think what Leafy did can be forgivable. Although some of the it depends on what actions in question you're talking about. Stealing Dream Island, I could forgive her for that if I won. Killing Balloony and BFB3 and BFB27, not so forgivable, am I right? Oh wow. I kind of disagree with this actually, because I ASMR. Oh my god. No, I kind of disagree. I actually think that sending these characters, well, it was kind of just random at this point, but I think I what's the right word? World building. I think this actually builds the universe of BFDI a lot. Because considering they made BFDI mini canon and TFI canon, why not make the Algebraic Playground canon? Or not canon, but just kind of in the universe. Oh my god. Okay. Gummy Pikmin, I really appreciate you submitting this. However, I don't think I can really read all of this. Although I'll read a fair bit of it. TV's the best character in the entire series. One of the main reasons I like him is the illuminations. It's fun to compare, yeah. Overall stats he would display first always seem interesting to me. I think they're interesting too. Yeah, the stuff we did in BFDI 7 was funny. Okay. I sadly am not gonna have time to read all of this, but TV does have his moments. I agree. TV and best in the same sentence. Come on, don't be so mean, guys. No, TV has his moments. Although getting to the 16th episode of Teapot kind of moments, that's what I mean. Fiery Jr. was a good character. Well, I don't have much to say about that. He's fine, I guess. Abe Gaming says, "Hi Marley. I mean Marley. I love your vids." With this very what? This makes me uncomfortable. Please stop. I'm playing. But thank you. I forgot I could zoom in, so I'm actually gonna do this more. Are we being for real, guys? Are we being for real? Good rage bait. Good rage bait. I'm just waiting for my cat to react. This has got to be rage bait. Right? Who put this? Oh, you're in my chat right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby Dave. I was just doing it as a joke. But you're angering lots of people with that. No offense. Thank you for making me laugh, though. The abandoning arc with Taco and Book was poorly done and made Taco a worse character. Okay. I think it went both ways. I think I still like Taco, honestly. I think Taco's really underrated. And I don't think it necessarily made her worse. I kind of just felt nothing towards her after that. She kind of forgot about it. Like in post book. She kind of just changed completely. But yeah, I agree it's poorly done. Green Cube says, I literally just saw UV in the chat, so I hope they see this, but all I have to say is Drill is a UV. I don't know how a BFDI hot take works, but please notice me and sub to be. Drill is a UV. What? Huh? I'm not sure what that entails, but subscribe to this person, I guess. $100% yes. 100%. Like, if people are like, no, Dora deserved to get eliminated since Lollipop made all that stuff, but like since Lollipop they like did all like the newbie lines and made all like that kind of jazz, but we didn't know that yet at the time. I would have much rather have Dora survive. Pigeon, I don't know if you're still in the chat. I know this stream's been going on for a while, so it's okay if you're not. But Pigeon is the biggest fan of Dora, and she was pissed off both times she got eliminated. There's no reason she should have gotten out in that episode. It should have been Ice Cube or Teardrop, and like not even Ice Cube, I guess. No, it should have been Lollipop. Anyways, I'm done with my burrito, so there'll sadly be no more ASMR. Jade says, I enjoy the 2763 subscriber special better than any actual episode? Really? Oh, well, the Algebrailans are your favorite characters anyway, so that's fair. I enjoyed it. I don't really know when part 2 is going to come out. Maybe when 3,763 subscribers? I'm not sure. Or when 3 million subscribers come out? I don't know, though. Willow OSC says object shows are for babies. Oh, okay. Anyways. People ship Fiery and 8-Ball? What? That is not over one interaction. If I save someone's life, or if I save someone from suffocating in sand, would you ship me with them? Exactly. Like, huh. I do not care for BFDIA fries. He's just a guy that people glaze the shit out of. Wow, Speedboy, you are very passionate. I think BFDIA fries is overrated, but I see why everyone loves him. In all honesty. Bye, maybe Dave. Black Hole sucks, literally and figuratively, sure. He may be important to the story, but he's annoying and is actually painful to watch. Ooh, he saved Teapot 13 and 10. I don't care. He's the worst character, and I've been standing by that since Teapot 7. I don't think he's bad, but I definitely think Black Hole's overrated. Getting 40,000 votes maybe is a little much. I'm just saying. It's like Snowball, Grassy, and Black Hole are like all like unnecessary vote magnets. You know? Even X points out in Teapot 16 about how much Black Hole is greedy. Alright. Hey, click share. Can you shout out Sandybox? Well, shout out Sandybox. Early Sam's Teapot is not shit like everyone says. It's not shit, although I think his writing got better. And Let's Keep Visual Let's Keep Visual, and I see no problems with it. People have problems with that? What? That's weird. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. I agree with this. This is great. I don't think that Yellowface is a bad character. Like, I get it. He stole limbs in Teapot. It was racist in BFGI. But after Teapot 11, he's pretty good. Funny and helpful in challenges, like 12. I don't think Yellowface is that bad. Huh, I like him. Although, I wish he would have. Bye, Dingle. Um, but uh, let me think about this. Yeah, I would have preferred to see him get out over Barf Bag, but what are you gonna do? I still enjoy him though. Starbatch says TV is very overhated, and I'm glad he survived over basketball. Just gonna let this sink in real fast. Okay, I've let that sink in. 100 to 30 viewers. Like I said, my viewers fluctuate a lot. That's okay though. Rooted Mushroom says Fanny is a really bad character. Wow. Okay. I see a lot less of Fanny being bad now that she actually has done stuff. But I remember her getting a tad bit of hate when I first joined because we only really had BFB to go off with. So, Black Hole's overrated. People still hate him for how he acted in T-Bot 3 to not even though he's past that. Sure, he still has his death prevention modes like with T-Bot 14 and Planty. Interesting. Interesting. It's interesting. These are Harry Lies trying to be contrarian. I don't know. I see both sides of the argument with this one, if I'm gonna be honest. 2's elimination area is genuinely pure evil? Teapot 14 shows that Eraser's door was locked, meaning that 2 put them in actual confinement. Isolation, nothing else behind the cozy room, brute force or acid, from Rocky being the only way to not go insane. I like Teapot and 2, but this genuinely feels so inhumane. Lucy Marsh, I see where you're coming from, but I'm sure that's not his intention. I'm sure like the door would be unlocked by 2 at some point. Or if even if he did keep it, or sorry, even if they kept it locked purposefully, I don't think that I don't think it's worse than like the TLC and being in the classroom. I don't think it's worse than those. How did Remote and the others get in? Maybe they were stuck in there until Rocky got eliminated. I'm not sure actually. Only the Something says BFB 30 is the worst BFGI episode. It's not even close. It's the most corporate feeling episode and nothing feels earned. Flower is one of the worst written characters in all media. Potholes and characters being mischaracterized all of the episode. It's horrid. I agree with all of this except with this being the worst episode in the series. I don't know. It's BFB 30 is good, but I agree with all these flaws. It does have flaws, and some characters felt off, oddly enough. I'm not sure. And yeah, I agree with this person. Not even BFB 30, but Post Split just felt very corporate, and I'm not sure why. But I prefer how it is now. Team 2's the best Teapot team, and Cloudier sucks besides Yellowface and Golf Ball. Wow. That I hate that. I'm sorry. I agree. BFGI 24 is way worse. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was no. No, that I do not agree with that. Team 2 is Claudia is way better. Hosty Dog says my hot take is the one that will win. I feel like 4 and X will try to interfere with Fanny and 2 on their attempts to expose 1. As far as goes as kidnapping Fanny. We haven't really heard what X and 4 think about 1. Although I could see that happen. That's not really a hot take, but that's a pretty good storyline suggestion. Ruby is the worst BFGI character, Fight Rebro says. Overrated? Sure, a little bit. Annoying? I could see where you're coming from. Worst character? Meh. I love Ruby, though. Robati is a good character if you decode his lines mean and considering all he's been through. Yeah, fair. I haven't really put the time in to really be invested in Robati, I guess. Although, when you decode his lines is actually pretty funny. Goated, wow, we had Fiery being the worst character to Goated Fiery saying Fiery is the best developed character in all of BFDI, while Flower has a strong arc in other characters like Knife. Nothing to win with it. Strong with Queenie. That's what I mean. I don't think Fiery did nothing evident by this, but I still think Bubble deserves to win a little more. Not to be mean. Although that's a pretty good one, I will admit. That's a really strong argument. No Name says I think BFDI pre-revival is far better than post-revival. A lot of this has to do with my minuscule attention span, but everything is so actiony that episodes are so long, and focusing on random wacky stuff is actually entertaining than character interactions. I just don't think that BFDI is fit for longer episodes. My three least favorite season 1 episodes are the 3 longest, but I think that's just because of bad rating. Okay. I actually love when episodes are a little bit longer, honestly. But, the argument for the least favorite season 1 episodes kind of checks out. Seeing that BFDI 25 and BFDI 24 are long, and BFDI 25 I have issues with, and 24 is ass. And I think it might be because of bad rating. I don't know. I disagree with this. I like the longer episodes. Gabby TR says Death Pact yet again is so pointless of a team because there's DPYA with new people and the new people are eliminated. So it's just Death Pact again. I don't think it's fair to say pointless, but yeah, fair. Needle in BFDIA is the literal definition of mid. She should have gotten out in Pence's place. Like, I do not care for Needle or understand why everyone likes her. She's boring, bland. Wow. I don't think she was annoying in BFDIA 16. Also, I'm going to, I know people are going to hate this take, so. No, I disagree with this. I don't think she was annoying in BFDIA 16. And I can kind of relate to her just wanting to appeal to everyone and just wanting to be well liked by everyone and just wanting to be accepted. But I don't think there's one thing I agree with this. No, I think Needle doesn't mid at all. I disagree. But that was a good take. Thank you, Marley's dad. Or thank you, Dad. Nickel in later BFDIA episodes past episode 5E was the best version of Nickel. I really liked his more silly side compared to his pessimistic side, and I don't think he deserved elimination in BFDIA almost 17 from Mr. Strange Universe. Because he didn't even realize he did that. Exactly! The fish. I agree with you, fish. I like both sides of Nickel, although I will admit, because I've sometimes on both sides of him just being pessimistic and rude like that. It kind of just depends on my mood. Nickel portrays how I am in person so well. Like, his goofy side is, I relate to it so much, and his pessimistic side I relate to so much when I'm feeling in that mood. But, fair. I like his silly side a little more, though, because it makes me laugh and smile. Book is, like, really, really hot. Fun. Rocky is actually a good character. Very high side character, not contestant. I liked him as a character, and I do find him... Okay, you know what? I respect it. And Slushy admits that Rocky doesn't deserve to go far, but he's pretty harmless, I'd say, all things considered. Although he did not deserve to get as far as he did in BFDI. Pi is actually really cool. Oh, I know Astro Airy. She's in my top 10. I want to see more with her. Same thing with Bommy, but Pie's sassiness adds to his character, therefore she's goated. I disagree with Pie. I think Pie's mid and doesn't really contribute anything. But I love Bommy. If that is any brownie points, Bommy's great. Yeah. Fanny's kind of overrated. I don't know the appeal for her sometimes. Thursday games. I don't have much to add to this. Although, yeah, I could see where you're coming from, considering she gets so much focus. I think BFB 15 is the best pre-split episode of all time, if not the best BFB episode from the voice acting, character interactions, and the animation is simply amazing. Wow, Goober. I think BFB 14 is a little better, but 15 is a great episode. Alright. My phone's all charged, so I'll be able to see the chat a little better now. Alright. Fries is now the most boring character in BFDIA. Huh. Olive, to each their own, but I disagree with this. Fries is anything but boring. I feel like Book has been completely hated on by the creators. I've seen this before. She needs to be safe before the Final Four. She has got to be safe before the next episode. Like, here's what I think. She's going to be safe in next episode. That's going to be Needle safe, and that's going to be the finale. Although that make my prediction wrong, I feel like that's what's going to happen. BFB post-split wasn't bad. People are just too hard on it. I talked about this already, but yeah, I agree. I thought that it was really funny that Saul always thought the 8th thing after being eliminated. I agree. I also hate Cloudy. Cloudy's Teapot 4 was a good episode for me. Huh. I've never seen any Cloudy haters. Fractional Axe Fix. Huh. I'm not sure how to really pronounce that. For Orbit, not BFDI, but I think Sticky's a good character. I need to watch Orbit. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure it's an amazing episode, or amazing show. Oh, here we go. Ultimate Pigeon. I don't know if she's still watching the stream, but BFDI sucks. I hate Steeler. I agree. I, too, hate Steeler. She was telling me about that at school. Bommy should have joined over David. Oh, yeah. No. I totally agree, Amateur. Yeah, Bommy it should have been Bommy or Nickel, not David. Like, David, I'm not that salty about it anymore, but it's, yeah, no, I totally agree. Bommy, I think it should have been Bommy a little more since we've seen him before at that point, but yeah. Okay, so this stream has been going for a while, so here's what I'm going to start doing. Hear me out on Leafy. Okay, really? So here's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to give each take a max of 30 seconds each. Does that sound fair to kind of just speed it up? Because I really want to make it so everyone gets a chance, but I don't want the stream to get too long. Alright? Sound good, everyone? Alright, bye, Animator. So, sounds fair? Yeah? Okay, cool. Let me see. Let me see if I can do something. I'm gonna try and see. I only have 2 screens, but I want to see the chat as well as the. Yeah, here we go. Okay, hold on. Can I make this smaller at all? Okay. Okay. Reset. Let me make this. I want to make the little timer thing just a little smaller on my screen. Okay. Okay, this is the best I'm gonna get. Okay. Starting now. Pin could have not saved Coiny. Shane got. Could not have saved Coiny. She ain't. I don't really understand. Maybe I'm stupid. Rocky is overhated. He always started to get hate when popular OSC YouTubers made videos on him, and he was a fun character. BFDI 6, he spoke his first words in a while, but the voters still didn't care. I didn't like him that much anyways to begin with, but yeah, I remember the Rocky hate last year. Silas. Fanny is genuinely a bad character. She was annoying when she shows up on screen. She survived over many T-Bot characters that way better when Fanny didn't do anything. She has a rude tone as well. She's gone a bit less rude, but almost every other character has gotten better. Sorry if this was long. Oops. No problem, the Coiny. I disagree. No. Like, it was sad that she survived over remote. Like, it was sad that she took out remote and lightning, but she does things, like, in almost every episode that's substantial. I really dislike Black Hole. During the Death Pact arc, he was so whiny and annoying, and he didn't care about his teammates getting with me. He only cared about death when there's recovery. Poor Lightning. I so agree. Let's all collectively. Rocky started to get hate after beat. Let's all collectively take his group into shit. Damn, alright. Yeah, no, poor Lightning. Lightning did not deserve to get sassed at so much by Black Hole. Like, I actually really love Lightning. But I will admit, he was pretty funny in Teapot too. Stapy should have gotten in Teapot. If every Exeter could get in Teapot, I would. I would have loved Stapy. I would have loved Dora. I would have loved Bracely. Anyone. Stapy, Dora, Bracely, Lai, and Pencil. I would have liked all 5 of them to join, but that's not going to happen. Although I hope Stapy gets a substantial role sometime soon, because he's honestly really great. I think Teapot 1 and 2 are mid. Don't get me wrong, they aren't bad, just forgettable to me. Cosmetica. I agree about Teapot 1. Teapot 2, not so much. But I think Teapot 1's definitely overrated. They aren't forgettable, though, I will say. Foldy's one of the best characters, and TB is one of the worst. Wow, okay. Saying Foldy's one of the best is going to really rile some people up. But, I don't think... I'm getting tired of TB, but I'm not... I don't hate him that much. It's just I'm starting to get a little tired of him, if that makes sense. But I do think Foldy isn't the best character. I think she's really underrated. Bubble Shove won Beef Dice. Exactly! Like, literally! It would have felt more natural. Yes, exactly. This is not a... Like, it's not a hot take, but I agree with you, Pi. Like, Bubble should have 100% won. But yeah, I agree. Bubble should have won. She deserved it way more for all the shit she got from Leafy. The cup and cane sauce is delicious as your content, Marley. Well, thank you, Pachars. I haven't had cane sauce in a while. There ain't any Raising Canes in Canada, sadly, so. Favorite and least favorite Teapot debuter? I don't know my least favorite, but my favorite is probably either PDA or PDA is a boring answer, but I really enjoy Anchor. Make sure my mic is working. Okay, we're good. I dislike Pillow. How original. No offense. No, I dislike Pillow as well, Miro. Coiny deserved to get betrayed? What? RJ, that what did he do to deserve that? I don't. Excuse me? I disagree with this. I don't know what he what did he deserve? That I don't know what he did. Yeah, exactly. What did he even do to you? I agree. Exactly. Like my chat's agreeing with me. Teardrop isn't a bad character if you include post players of cyber season. Teardrop is still in every season, which I feel she doesn't deserve. She's not in IFB, but that's just an Ermac moment. But in TD post split, just a jerk to fire for no reason. Oh yeah, she is a bad character. Yeah, I agree, Cooper. Yeah, no, that whole I was starting to get tired of the whole I was starting to get tired of the whole teardrop, especially what she did in Teapot 8. I was starting to get that really pissed me off, but no well. And yeah, being mean to Flower is still not. I mean, Flower sympathy bait, but still. I don't get the hyper on BFJ. It's easily the worst season. Most of the characters are annoying. Really? What? I love BFDIA. Although some characters feel a little out of character in some episodes, but I don't know. I have a soft spot for BFDI, so maybe it's my bias talking. Teardrop PMO SB, like, be for real with me, bro. You are not Shakespeare. The fact I understood most of that is genuinely insane. I agree. Profile should have joined Teapot Pinhead. Anyways, my last words are, hey there, bud. Hi. Rocky's not that bad. The Rocky hate is so forced. No, I get the Rocky hate. Although toxic hate and the hate and normal hate is very different. I think the jokes in Pre-Hurried is more. I don't know, I just feel like no, I could see that actually. I can see the jokes being more funny in that retrospect because there's some random moments that make me laugh, and I also think the tone of BFDI pre-split is a little bit better in post-split because there's always it. It just feels more dark if that makes sense, you know. I see that. Child's Animation says new BFDA is 100 times more interesting than Teapot or 1,000. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you, I wouldn't. It depends on the challenge and episode because some of them have their strong ones and some of them are weak ones. But yeah, BFDA is way more interesting. But Teapot's still great. Wow, Ruby has to be the most over. What is this person name? Oh, it's Pinhead. I know they're in the chat right now. Most overrated character in the entire series. She's obnoxious and funny, and didn't deserve to get new as far as she did in BFTA. She was eliminated in sub Ice Cream in BFTA 12. Of course, she's fried because she had that charm to her. She's the worst free smarter. And okay, wow, huh? I I disagree. Well, no, I kind of agree. Most overrated is a little bit of a stretch, but she is overrated, I will say. Ruby is still great though, so I don't know. Although I disagree with you about her like getting did not deserving to make it that far. I actually thought she deserved to make it a little further, if anything. Although between her and Book, probably would have preferred Ruby at that time. Even after BFDI 18, Pin is an amazing character. That one pure evil scene for banning just made me like her more somehow. Huh. I wouldn't say that's too much of a hot take, 'cause I've seen lots of people either love or hate Pin, but Pinhead, we gotta get out of here. Damn. No, but I've seen love and I've seen hate for Pin. It really varies amongst any people. Or people, if that makes sense. Boring characters are worse than straight up cruel / evil characters. At least awful characters have interesting interactions. They also treated Saw so terribly. I think she got a lot farther from what was in Limit First. Make it Needle versus Saw. Needle got out barely and Saw appeared more so much. I agree with the fact that they treated Saw really badly. Saw was done dirty after the whole 8 shit. And I also agree about boring characters being worse than straight up cruel or evil characters. Like, as much as I hate Pillow, if it was between her or Pi, I would probably rather see Pi go, which is shocking because I know people know how much I hate Pillow, but I don't know. I agree with that in most cases. I'm not a big fan of Teapot 1. It doesn't come close to BFB's premiere episode. What made so many new characters? Teapot just doesn't have that. That would have been really cool. So what the guy's saying is, make the episode more focused on the debuters and making their loss more impactful. That would have been so cool. Imagine that, guys. Wait. Do y'all agree with me? That's Connor. I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but that's a really good storyline idea. The take isn't that hot, but wow, that's really good. Fire Jr. is a great character. I don't know. Maybe he would befriend Golf Ball for being the one that's not the only idiot. That would be fair. I feel like he would be friends with like Golf Ball and Donut. Oh well, he has a past with Donut. He probably hates Donut. Still though. No, I don't think he's great, but I think that'd be a cool storyline if he joined Teapot and became friends with like Golf Ball or something. Any take about Pillow is basically a hot take, and in my opinion, she's the best character. She's funny, really awesome, and I need her to survive Teapot 17. No, I'm playing. No, I feel like she's gonna get out. She has to. What? On another topic, why do I look at my chat for the first time in like 2 minutes and I see Pinhead? Can I touch your point? What is my audience? What is this audience I've gathered? What? No, this has got to be rage bait. That fanboy. Come on. BFDI 14 is not the worst episode. The jokes are not funny. Really? I love the jokes. It's a funny episode. Golf ball being eliminated. Okay, fair enough. The only reason it was 25, it was almost 40 minutes is because they want to make a longer episode for the meetup. Really? I love the LOLers being the host is great, honestly. Huh. I love you too, slash platonic, and thank you. But I don't know. I disagree with this. Interesting though. It's one of my favorite episodes in the series, although I am really sad about golf ball. When eliminated. Wait. This is a. Call me Purrs. Okay, I'll call you Purrs. When talking about the most unfair eliminations in the show, people should agree that both times Bommy got eliminated should be in that conversation. Firstly, in BFDIA 15, he got stuck in a chair for approximately 7 minutes, and the latter, he forgives Needle about making him look worse to the viewers. Secondly, in Teapot 10, they didn't give. You know what? I do agree with this. I actually agree with this. I would have been fine if Pin left in 16 instead of Bommy, because I thought about that actually a few days ago. Cool guy's not acting very cool. Is something happening? Okay. If I see something bad, I'll keep an eye on the chat. But if I see something bad happen, I'll mute or ban. No, I agree with this. I thought about this a few days ago about how Bommy was done so dirty in BFDI 15. Like, honestly. And Teapot 10 even more. I don't know. He kind of just did nothing in Teapot 10, which is sad. Oh, Cocoa Butter. I know Cocoa Butter. The new BFDIA shouldn't exist under same timeline as the original? Really? The title BFDIA used to mean something specific. Now it's overrun by the new version that's completely different. Just like in general, because it's in 10 years. If they want to continue, they should have given a different idea. Really? Huh. Okay, I would have been fine if it was in an alternate timeline, don't get me wrong. And I think it would make the general perception of newer BFDIA be a little more well liked, but I don't know. I disagree with this actually. I do agree that some of their fixes with the timeline are a little bit cheap, but meh. You know how much I love BFDIA. Fries is the most overrated character in BFDI and deserves to get out next. His nonchalantness is getting old, and his constant whining gets annoying over time. Really? I love him being whiny. It's so, like, random, but I find it so funny, honestly. I'm kind of shocked, actually, that you're complaining about his whininess, but I get it. I don't think he deserves to win, honestly, but... Corsa says Teardrop is my least favorite in season 1. It's probably my second least favorite in season 2. Yeah. I don't agree with her being the worst, but I agree with her being mid in both seasons. Book should have been eliminated in BFDIA 15, huh? If you expanded on that, I would have loved to hear the reason why, but that's interesting. Because Ruby didn't really seem to show any, like... I don't know. I could see it going either way. But... No, I disagree with this, actually. Because after what she did to Pin, she kind of deserved it. And also stealing Pin's song. Fair. Basketball is one of the most overappreciated characters in all BFDI. Has a good dynamic with Snowball during Nearly Teapot, but her character's just whining about Robot Flower. I wouldn't say it's whining. but she kind of just didn't do anything with it, if that makes sense. And yeah, she was just a nothing. She was just a nothing burger character. I agree. After Teapot 14, like genuinely, she got done so dirty. Basketball was a main character, but it just she was done so dirty. It's 3 a.m. Go to bed. It's okay if you want to leave. Don't worry. Yeah. Dora says da 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 da. Interesting. Book is such an overrated character and should have got eliminated instead of Ruby. Hi, future viewers. Hello, Justin Kirby. Well, we just got that, so yeah. Pencil's a horrible character, and her arc's just annoying and such a bad character when she's on screen. This is very relevant in Teapot 16. I do not like Pencil, and her arc is just not that cool. She's just annoying. Huh. Okay. My hot take is that BFDIA was not that bad of an episode. She was somewhat lazy, but it doesn't deserve the hate that the story pacing what they did with the episode. The challenge is creative, and I also laughed at some jokes. Overall, it's mediocre, but it's a good mediocre. Really? 4P me? I thought BFDIA was more liked instead of disliked. 'Cause I remember it got... I thought I was the only one who actually didn't really like the episode that much when it first came out. But maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Alright, guys. Listen up. So, for the sake of time, we're gonna go to probably the 200th response, and then I might end the stream. So, I apologize to all the people that weren't shown on stream. I will look at your response, though. Don't worry. And I will put it in the video if I find it good enough, okay? I apologize. I just didn't realize it would take up so much time, if that makes sense. Alright? It's okay if I don't mind? Alright, thank you. I promise I will look at the rest of the takes, but for the sake of time, trust me. I will also look at the other takes afterwards, alright? Anyways. Bomber says, non-existent show during Teapot, and it was genuinely wrong of J&J to deny him getting in. I don't care if he's literally a nothing character. People should have their votes wasted. If Jack and Doe, if you don't want him in the show, then don't put up for voting. Over 5,000 votes were wasted, and who knows, maybe a different day, Peter will join a side price tag. Okay. I agree that it was kind of mean of them to just waste their votes. Although I disagree with the fact that non-existent should have joined Teapot. How can you like a character that does nothing? I just don't get it. Like, because here's what would have happened if non-existent, like, got in a season like Teapot. Non-existent would have just been repeatedly safe over and over and over again and probably got other people eliminated, you know? Or other people that are better than him. Alright. Mango Man says Pencil is one of the most horrendous, stinky, utterly garbage characters in all media and no competition. Wow. That is that's a crash out on a character that has had a crash out. Fair enough. And Sashay says, Foldy's not a bad character. I know a lot of her hate comes from when she tried to sabotage Ions, but her best friend was eliminated. That's totally understandable. Okay, I agree with that. I know screwing over a match probably didn't look so good on her, but it was just poor timing. And I see where they're coming from. Also, Penn does the exact same thing in Teapot 16. Yeah. I still don't think she deserves that hate. Like, I know it kind of screwed over her match from getting, like, a proper ending, but I still like Foldy. I don't know why people still hate Foldy. I was actually one of the few people to say Foldy in Teapot 2. So, yeah. Wow, Kanye says, I hate BFD. I hate the OSC. It all sucks. Although I like Marley's YouTube channel, though. You should totally go subscribe to him if you haven't already and like the stream. Fun. I'm not sure why you would like my channel if you hate the OC, but thank you, I guess. Tree is such a fucking background prompt. Oh my god. I've never heard a character be so like put down. I think that's like the worst thing I've ever heard. Worst name I've ever heard a character being called. A background prompt. Oh my god. All he does is have an Australian accent and keep him over in actual good characters with proper development. Holy crap! It's way too strong. Oh my god. That is vile. Oh my lord. They put the heart and soul into this. Look at this. There's not even like any dampening the blow. Just Tree is such a fucking background prompt. Like, oh my god. Wow, Hyper. Will slash Gear says 2 household gladiators and Teapot is not as good as a host people say he is. 2 is a good host, but I like other hosts better. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think Foley, Stapy, and Marker are the best trio. Really? I hope they beat up again in season 6 as well, Derply, but I kind of forgot that they were even like friends. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that trio, they had like a few interactions in pre-split, but I don't know. They're fine, I guess. Whatever. I like other trios better. Many other trios are better in my eyes. The Diamond Eggy says, I don't really mind post-split BFB. I don't know a lot of people's opinions on it. I've only heard bad things about it, but I don't really mind it. I don't mind post-split too much either, although I do have issues with it. Fiery Speakerbox might be one of the best hosts. He made good challenges and was pretty generous to the contestants, and was really funny. I see where you're coming from, Tech Pencil. Although there's other hosts that are better in that season, but I see where you're coming from. I don't get FSB talk. I don't see FSB being talked about too much though. So I'm curious to see what other people's opinions on him are. Ferret Master says that hot take that Gelatin was only good in early BFGI is interactions with Fire ruined his character. He was just a guy. A guy with syringes is a better character than a challenge nobody. Okay. When Gelatin was portrayed as like more of a smarter or more logical person in BFDIA with like his freeze juice and knowledge on antidote, I actually really enjoyed that. With that being said though, I think he would be better with that along with his goofy personality, if that makes sense. Kind of sort of like Nickel, but smart. Goobet says early BFB had an interesting dynamic with Beep and should have stayed on her team when she rejoined. Plus, I don't think she should go on eliminate, which she did in the first place. Okay, they set her elimination up. That's a given. Although she did have an interesting dynamic with Beep, and I wish they, you know, expanded on that more, if that makes sense. Also, I know this stream has been going for a while, but I really appreciate to all 12 people who have been watching this. I know that viewership has kind of dropped a little bit, but I appreciate you guys being here. Goobla Noob says BFDIA was peak for like 3 months, and then become mid. I can see where you're coming from. I remember BFDIA 6 was good, BFDIA 7 was good, and then 8 is kind of when the stuff fell off. I love you too, Pinhead. I love everyone in the chat. Platonically, obviously, but yeah. By 5 dude says Marker should have been the first one. Okay, you know what? As much as I hate Pi, I wouldn't have minded Marker getting out. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Because Pi probably would have gotten out either way later. Or maybe they could have done something with her to like me. With her for me to like her more, if that makes sense. Alright, 50 more. Lil Nudo says, I could have sworn I saw that name somewhere. A lot of people say that BFB post-split is way worse than pre-split, but the only people hate pre-split or post-split is how boring the episodes are. Okay, yeah. Touche, because BFB pre-split did have some boring episodes. Like, BFB 5 and BFB 8 are iffy. Although I think the pros outweigh the cons for BFB pre-split, and the cons outweigh the pros in BFB post-split, if that makes sense. Paizo Girl, I didn't know that. Lots of people don't know Paizo Girl. G, made you read this. Insert laugh track here. Cheese Guy. Pin's villain arc in BFDIA was good for a little bit. Now it's just getting annoying. I wouldn't say it's getting annoying, but I kind of like how it's being timed right now because them setting her up for elimination. I think it's just I think they paced it well, but I could see why you wouldn't like it that much because she's been kind of bratty and mean for was it since BFDIA 14. She wasn't really mean in that episode, so if you don't count that, then 15. She's been mean for a while. The basketball guy OSC says tennis ball, which is very contradictory to their name, which is basketball. Kremlicus. Satomi was the best writer BFDI has ever seen. And you know what? I need some time to think about that, but Satomi is definitely an amazing writer. It's just that Satomi takes... Listen, I know the longer you wait for episodes to come out, the better, but it was just a little too long, if that makes sense. I really love Satomi's writing, though, honestly. It's just, if Satomi could have gotten episodes out a little faster, then maybe they wouldn't have been fired, if that makes sense. Shoutouts to Sam, though. Sam's writing, in my opinion, took a while to be kind of a little better-ish, but he's getting it now. I don't care about Book in BFDIA, and she is an amazing character at all. I've gotten a lot of Book hate today, huh? She has no character development in the show and feels bland to the rest like TB, Fries, and so on. But Book is just there making some few jokes, and the only character she might have is winning immunity. Fair, but I still like Book. And I feel like if they make the episode BFDIA 19 focused on Book trying to win the challenge and her actually ending up winning, that would make her way better. Teapot writing isn't that bad. Everyone just overhates it for no reason. I agree. I think Dora should have been given a chance by the voters. As seen in BFB11, she may be a joke character, but she's capable. Look at Yellowface. He's a joke character, and he's been in one for his entire run. But in Teapot, he was given room to breathe and become more than just a joke. I don't know, man. I think they should have done that with Dora. Something interesting. Yeah, I agree. Dora should have been given a chance. I just don't know why people don't. BFDIA 3, I could understand. Honestly, I could understand her elimination, but BFB 15 has got to be so unjustified and unworthy of a spot of elimination. Large Melon Crate YT says that Death Pact is overrated and takes up too much screen time. Eh. It depends on which Death Pact you're talking about, I would say. Because, let me go back. Because BFB Death Pact was boring and had too little screen time. Death Pact again was mid and had too much of screen time, and then DPYA is good and has a balanced amount of screen time. The only character in the current Final 6 of BFDI would be happy with his Needle, and I'm so sad she was safe. I'm still so sad she was safe. She's a decent character, but is significantly better, and I wish she would have gone eliminated BFDI 17. Imagine how it would have fun been if Pencil won, if Pencil can be a BFDI 18's challenge. Yeah, that would have been fun, but I saw Pencil getting out from like a mile away. My eyes are burning and my brain isn't processing anything right now. Streminade, if you want to go to bed, it's okay. The stream is probably going to be going for like at least maybe 25 or 30 more minutes. If you're losing sleep, please don't ruin your sleep schedule. I know you're my #1 fan, but take care of your eyes, take care of your body. Please. Anyways. Or just take a break from the stream for a few minutes. Don't worry. Tompai says Postboy wasn't that bad and people are overreacting. I thought I saw Tompai in the chat, like, very recently. Maybe they left, though. Oh, I pinned. I pinned someone. I didn't even mean to pin someone. Well, we'll have this guy pinned for a few minutes. Bracelet should have join Teapot over Lai the way things are now. Lai used to be sort of the main exiter, but I feel like the time has passed. Lai doesn't really do much. I see where you're coming from, Luke B, but I think we just kind of needed to give Lai some time, if that makes sense. Although Bracelety could have been a really, really cool addition to the one in Fanny and Ice Cube stuff. That would have been a really cool addition to that arc, and a very unexpected addition, I must say. So, yeah. Okay, you're being unpinned now, Salamander. 8-Ball is an extremely good character, not my top 10, but I still really like the dude. I don't know. He's okay. Although I do feel bad for him at times. It wouldn't be a hot take, but Stapy did so much more than what's given credit for. He did more for his team and challenges in 8 episodes than Dora did in RBFB. Not to mention, he did so much in the exit as a whole. The reason why they even got through that door because of Staples the lockpick. Yeah, Stapy's underrated. I think Stapy. I think this. I can't word. I think this is hyping Stapy up a little too much, but I don't know. Stapy is underrated. I've always found him to be underrated. Mudplex says 2 is a terrible host, and I personally really hate him in BFB 16. It's gone better, but compared to hosts like 4NX and the announcer, 2 is just mid. I think 2 is worse than the announcer, but better than 4NX. But, well, it depends on the version of 4NX, I would say. I could see why he wouldn't like 2 at first, because he was pretty snarky, but he's gotten better. Obsidian Guy says Teardrop deserved to get out in BFDIA 4 and should have joined T-Bot. I agree completely. Moving on. Another Teardrop. Teardrop is one of the worst characters in the show. She didn't do anything in BFB Shadow moments, but mostly did nothing where I actually enjoyed her. Teapot is my main problem with her. She's an overrated Mary Sue, gets fucking superpower every episode. She got on Teapot 9. The only episode where she did in Teapot was 2 and was decent at best in 9. Fair enough. Fair enough. I still don't think she's one of the worst characters, so one of the worst characters in the show, but I think she's really overrated. Another worst trends, exactly. We gotta get 3 teardrops in a row. Oh. Dyer says Lai. I like her murderous character. I like Lai too. Actually, not even Lai. I don't like Lai. I love Lai. She's one of my favorite characters. The usage of several hosts in BFDIA is a great opportunity for other characters to shine outside the competition and keeps the season fresh overall. I was a little weird on the idea at first, but I actually agree with this. I like the changing hosts every few episodes. I will say some are downgrades than upgrades at times in my eyes, but I really like especially when the eliminated characters hosting, like the LOLers and the WTFers are awesome. I love seeing them just beyond. I love seeing them after when they get eliminated, if that makes sense. I like Pillow. Wow. Purple face is more funny than yellow face. That is... You're going to anger people with that. Interesting. Purple face isn't more funny than yellow face in my opinion. And he's not more funny than yellow face, but... Again, I think purple face is underrated. Although more funny, I kind of disagree. Oh. Load? Okay, there we go. Toppy says nice. Nice. Franz Puberter says Loser does not deserve all the hate, and I agree. I think what Loser did, actually, I don't hate him more for that. I think it gives him a lot more depth, if anything. Chat, I don't think I got it when I submitted mine. That's okay. I'll still read yours, Diamond. Don't worry. I feel like Dora is a good character and is the best of the joke characters BFJ has to offer and should have lasted over Lollipop. We already talked about her lasting over Lollipop, but I agree with you, kid, with the GameCube. Dora is the best joke character in the entire series. A guy who likes geography, but likes the OSC says the worst character is Puffball, and her elimination was my favorite elimination. Well, you're not really specifying what elimination specifically. I thought her elimination in BFDIA 6 was really cool and satisfying because like we waited 10 years to see Puffball getting eliminated, but she just does not deserve Teapot 9. Mario, do you think Teapot 17 would be a non-competition episode? No, I don't think so, but I think it would be really cool if they did that. I want more non-competition episodes, honestly. Although they might be saving that for IDFB. Price Tag is the worst character in the whole series. Even worse than Rocky, they add absolutely nothing to the season, yet they survive eliminations over better or more loved characters like Eraser, Bomby, Cake. But why? They're a new addition to the season but have no personality outside of Teapot 10. So rarely see the Price Tag fan base, so I'm genuinely wondering if they get botted in some way. I disagree with this, Kaboom. Firstly, Price Tag is leagues above Rocky, but I don't mind Taggy surviving over Eraser or Cake. Although I could see your point with Bomby. No, Cake or not Cake. Price Tag is great. I haven't really seen a PT fan base, but I like PT. Rena says that I find Yellowface somewhat annoying. I mean, his arcs are okay, I guess, but he's just really bland. Like, I don't know how y'all enjoy him anyway. I was a little weird on him, like, remember the time in the OSC and, like, BFDIA 8 and Teapot 8 when he was getting a lot of hate? Whoa, bars. I was kind of on that train a little bit, but I've warmed up to him again. Although, I don't think I'll nearly love him as much as I used to, if that makes sense, before those episodes. Puffball speaker box is the worst thing to happen in the BFDI series. Okay, then. That is a take mystery. Although, I don't know what people's opinions on PBSB is, but I could see why you wouldn't like her. Pen is a very garbage character. I might as go as far as to say he's the worst in the entirety of BFDI as a whole. He's basically got fries in Teapot episode 5, but he got out, which he didn't deserve, while for Pen it's just gonna give him more love, which he doesn't deserve. While he was decent in 12, become worse once Nito got out, and is depressed emo when Eraser got out, which is fair enough. But one good episode, which is Teapot 16, does not make him the best character and have him win the entire show because of one good episode. God, I absolutely hate Pen, and now he's just an overrated mess. I like his duel with Lai is fun and interesting. He just doesn't bring anything to this show that's interesting. I swear if he wins the show, I'm gonna go mad because the only thing he did in T-Ball was have a rivalry with being emo and cause Claudia to use. I just hope Ped gets out soon as he doesn't really deserve the win. Wow. That, yeesh. Not hold back. I don't think Pen is bad. It took me a really long time to really start to like him, which was Teapot 16, because in my 4.5 years of OSC, not a 4.5. In my 4 years of being in the OSC, I never got why people liked Pen that much. Although, I'll admit, he was really good in Teapot 16. And I'm starting to like him a little more, if they keep him on that track. I disagree, though. Lai is overrated / overhated. I could see the overrated part. Overhated, though. Lai's not that hated too much. Yes! Oh my god, I was waiting for something like this. Postman Bats, they don't do enough with Donut. He's just genuinely a nice guy, and his little saga as a host was pretty fun. His interaction with the Algebraians are good for a few jokes. All in all, I love Donut. It's just a shame we don't see more screen time. That's what I'm saying. Oh my god, yes, I love Donut, and I wish he deserves to join the Golf Ball and Fanny and other people as being a main character of Teapot. Please. I really hope, I'm almost certain Donut will survive the next elimination, but I really, like, what they did in Teapot 16 I really loved, and I really, really hope they keep up with that kind of stuff, because, please, just, I need that. I'd rather date Bubble over my IRL crush. Seriously. You'd rather date Bubble over your IRL crush. Huh. Interesting. I don't really have a comment Hold on. Hold on, guys. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I had to say goodnight to my mom, but we're back. Well, that was an interesting take, OSF. Maybe I should do one where it's like BFDI confessions or something. That'd be funny as hell. Anyways, book is one of my least fave. I've seen that a lot, Lil Mosey. Although I recognize your name. I don't know where I've seen you, but I recognize that name. If Milkberry, if Penn didn't go against Bubble and Rocky in elimination, he would have won BFDI. Fair enough. It should have been Rocky. It should have always been Rocky, like in any scenario. Like it should have just been Rocky out first. Like seriously. BFDI confessions. Yeah, exactly. That would make for a fun video. Y'all want me to do that? I'll do that soon if y'all want me to. Unstable, silly. Episodes that are more focused I cannot talk. Episodes that are more focused on the challenge rather than the lore are actually pretty good. I think it varies. I think it varies with it depending on the episode, if that makes sense. Because you have to take into consideration like stuff like BFDIA 9 and BFDIA like 14 and like Teapot 15. Like those are great episodes, but you also have to think about episodes like BFDIA 13 or Teapot 16 or what else? BFDIA 17. Those ones are also good. I see both sides of this argument though. It varies. Rad Lad says that I want Marker to win Teapot. Okay. Why? I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I don't no. No. Like, no. No, in all seriousness, no, I disagree. I'm sorry. Marker does not deserve to win Teapot. What the hell? Match X Paintbrush is the best ship of all time, with Golf Ball X Nickel not too far behind. So this guy put, yes, I'm just gonna say fan. This person put a BFDI character and then an II character, so I'm gonna assume that this is II Nickel. That great crack ships, I guess. Match X Paintbrush. I don't see that at all whatsoever, honestly. And I don't see Golf Ball or both or any versions of Nickel. Teardrop definitely deserved to be eliminated. Yup. Hard agree. Teapot 9 is pretty bad. Never liked it, and upon watching it again, I think I disliked it. Really? Teapot 9 is great. I'm curious to see why you would dislike it. Teapot 9 has aged really well, and when I first watched it, I was blown away. Match X Paintbrush is popular though. Is it really? I did not know that, if that's true. Remy says VHSE has to be the best failed debuter, although they haven't spoken yet. I really like VHSE's design, and I hope they get a voice sooner or later. Well, I know some people have hyperfixations on specific debuters, so very cool. You're probably the #1 fan of VHSE. I don't think I've ever seen people really talk about them. Very cool. 10 more. Mars says, I think all characters in the show are good, maybe except Rocky, and I don't get why people dislike a lot of the characters, even though I love watching the show. Yeah, you could be a true pacifist fan and just like every character, because I've seen people who like every character. It lets you have a more peaceful perspective on the show, if anything. But there's characters I just don't like that much. Although I respect people who like every character. Flobo says Teapot should have been season 4B, while Post Split should have been season. That, huh? I'd have to think about that, but this is really interesting, actually. I could see the vision. I'm thinking of stuff. I can see the vision. Huh. Interesting. I don't really, I need to think for a while if I want to comment on this, but this is a very interesting choice, and I could see it. Loser is a great character. I'm tired of pretending he's not. If you look at Priest, but what was the worst thing he did? Lie about something that only mattered for like a minute? And during his elimination episode, it didn't even matter. Yeah, I agree. And it's not his fault everyone obsessed over it. And even then, he tried to help his team and appreciate everyone on his team. Like, he was so nice. Yeah, I agree. He was so nice. The only reason Loser got it was because people wanted to just see what would happen if he got eliminated. But people have no right to hate Loser for wanting to follow his dreams. I agree with that. And he was kind of egotistic in Post Split. Yeah, Loser got a little worse in Post Split, but I still like him. He is a good character, honestly. Snake Man 12.0. Bommy is overhated. I don't understand why everyone started disliking him in BFDIA, even though he's really funny there, especially in BFDIA 14. Honestly, I think you're. I think you're just. I think you're thinking. I'm not saying your thinking's wrong, but the main reason he was disliked was just simply because every character that was still left at that point was just liked more, if that makes sense. You know? I don't think he's that hated though. I would say he's not that hated. It's just people only disliked him because other characters liked him more. Divinium X5 says Lai is still quite an underutilized character. I will admit she was a little bit underutilized in her first few episodes, but Teapot 16 changed that, and I hope they keep that up. Dora is so underrated. That's not really a hot take. I mean, that would have been a hot take like years ago, but I don't know. Darius says Pie's the best character. I'm not even trying to be different. She's just so chill and has plenty of moments. Even after the Pie Day short, she became better. Okay, I disliked Pie a little less after the Pie Day short, but I still don't like her that much. She just doesn't add anything really. Like compared to she's added stuff before, but yes, Alien. Someone's name was Kanye. I mean, if that was you, then cool. But I don't know. I still don't like her that much. Like, I will admit she's done things before. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's just her whole like demeanor just doesn't appeal to me. But I've just never liked Pie. Book is overhyped in both seasons. Nah, overhyped in BFDIA maybe, but in Teapot, I'm kind of rooting for her a little bit. She deserves to make it far. Twisted says BFDIA 1 to 16 suck. So you hated BFDIA up until January? Interesting. Huh. Okay. Cylinderistic says being interesting and having development doesn't necessarily make a character good. Bado Nickel being I I would assume you'd be talking about Aya Nickel, because Nickel didn't really have development. It was more or less just him being silly. Or no, you're talking about BFDI Nickel. Nah. I agree with being interesting and having development doesn't necessarily make a character good, like Pillow. But I like Bottle and I like Nickel. So I disagree with that aspect. And finally, a green ducky says, my hot take is liking Rocky or Dora in BFB. Honestly, Rocky did help his team in some ways, and I even liked him in season 1. He was just kind of silly. Dora is good in BFB. She tried her best to help her team, but the viewers just vote her out for being a non-object. Like, why? Even though she wasn't the Taco Book arc, she helped her team from being up for elimination. Why do people hate her? Um, I agree. Rocky's fine in season 1. That's probably his best season, but that doesn't mean he's still not good. But Dora again is just a really good character. Bonus hot take if you want to answer. Loser, most understood character. Yeah, fair. I just commented on that. You know what? I might do one more bonus one. Oh my god, what? Okay, this is a great hot take to end on. Lewis says Donut is the worst character in the show. He's so annoying, and I don't get why people like that character. Hope the next episode will be eliminated and forgot by everyone. He should be out ASAP. Please, writers, destroy this character before he does something. Is this rage bait or not? I can't tell. I think that right. If it's rage bait, the last part makes it obvious. Destroy this character before he does something. What the hell? Why? Oh my god. Oh. Whatever. I love Donut. This might be rage bait. It could be rage bait, Adam. I agree. I voted Donut twice in Team Bot 16 as well. Oh well. Well. That was a long stream. I think what I might do next time, I might limit the responses to like maybe 170 or 180. If that makes sense. Because I really want to cover every response on stream. But it's just time, if that makes sense. But I appreciate everyone who responded. And I know someone in the chat, like I think their name was Diamond, was sad about me not getting to their response. But trust me, I promise you I will read your response. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. This is very fun to put together, and the compilation video will be out soon. I am busy these next few days, but I'll let y'all know how that will be going about. I'm not sure how long the comp video will be, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a minimum of 15 minutes and a maximum of 25 minutes, but don't take my word for that. Yeah. I hope you guys, yeah, go sleep, Struminate. You need to sleep. And I appreciate you being my #1 fan. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Bye, Bommy. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that was kind of sudden, but it kind of did what needed to be done. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for participating, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.